The Challenge Cup quarterfinals are here, and it's going to be a very exciting week of rugby. We got some really big games, and in this video, I'm going to be going over my kind of preview and predictions. I think there's going to be some shocking results this week, but there's some really big games. Just looking at some of the names of these teams, you got Ulster, La Rochelle, Montpellier, Connacht. I mean, you got Exeter, you got Benetton. You got some really big teams playing this week. Dragons are on the up as well. Zebre looking good in this competition. It's going to be a very exciting week of rugby. But starting off with the first game, we've got Ulster versus La Rochelle. That could honestly be a Champions Cup game, and both these teams probably deserve to be in the Champions Cup the way they've been playing recently. I know La Rochelle has been struggling, but Ulster's been really good in the URC, so this is going to be a very interesting game. For people that haven't been keeping up with the URC, they probably think, oh, La Rochelle's going to walk over Ulster in this game, but I actually don't think that's the case. I think Ulster right now are looking really good. La Rochelle is kind of struggling. They are maybe going through a bit of, not a rebuild, but some of their players have maybe left. They're looking at some different squad rotations, but overall, La Rochelle is La Rochelle. They've won the Champions Cup multiple times. They're a phenomenal rugby team, and they're going up against a team that I think are really on the up. And I think Ulster in the next few years could honestly become the strongest island club team that they have. I think once these Leinster guys are starting to retire, this Ulster team's really got a good crop of players that can really build them and get them to new heights going forward. I really do believe that. I mean, Nathan Doak, Cormac Izachuku, they've signed Werner Kok, who's been phenomenal. Jacob Stockdale's playing well. They've got some really good guys there. Balakoon's obviously injured right now, but you know how good he's been in the Six Nations. So they've got some really good players there. Tom Stewart, and I'm very excited. Tom O'Toole, they've got some really exciting players there. But La Rochelle as well. I mean, we all know who La Rochelle has. They've got some phenomenal players. And to be honest, if La Rochelle right now was in the Champions Cup, they'd probably be one of the favourites to win it. So this is why I think this game is going to be so exciting. Who do I think is going to win this game? I honestly am going to go for Ulster in this game. Ulster at home is a really difficult team to beat. Just from watching the URC in general, teams that go to Ulster to play them really struggle. It's a very difficult place to play. If this game was in La Rochelle, I'd say the same. I'd say it's going to obviously be La Rochelle who's going to be the favourites to win. And I probably think La Rochelle might theoretically be the favourites to win, but I think Ulster's got a really good chance. So for me, for my predictions, I'm going Ulster to win this game. I do think it's going to be a close game, and I think whoever does win this game might just become the favourite to win the whole competition, but I'm really excited for this one, and I think Ulster might just win it. So my prediction for this first game is Ulster to beat La Rochelle in Ulster. I know that's a bit of a bold prediction, but if Ulster right now is really trending on the up, and if they do play their full team, which I'm sure they will, they have a very good chance. Now looking at the next game, we've got Montpellier versus Connacht. This is going to be a very exciting game. Connacht's been on the up a bit recently. They've beaten some really good teams. They've beaten Ulster. They've won some other really good games in the URC, doing well in this competition. They've kind of built a little bit of momentum over the last few weeks. Bundi Aki's playing some good rugby. They've got Kian Prendergast. They've got some really good players in their squad, and I think they are looking a bit better than they did a few months ago. But on the other hand, Montpellier is doing really well in the top 14. We all know Montpellier is a very legendary club team in France. They've kind of gone under the radar in the last few seasons, but right now Montpellier is back on the up, looking really good. This game being in Montpellier really doesn't help Connacht. Connacht is one of those teams that I feel like in the URC are a good team that does travel well together. I just feel like the Connacht and the Ulster teams are maybe a bit of a tighter knit group of players. I don't know why that is. It just seems that way. They travel a bit better than some of the other teams. But that being said, I do think Montpellier is the favourite for this game. So my prediction for this game is I do think Montpellier is going to win, but it's going to be a very entertaining game. And I know a lot of people are going to mainly watch the Champions Cup. They might not watch the Challenge Cup as much. But these two first games of the weekend are really exciting. I mean, Ulster versus La Rochelle is a phenomenal game of rugby to watch. And Montpellier versus Connacht is a really interesting game. So I'm really going to be very excited for these ones. And it could go either way. I think Connacht definitely has a chance. I think La Rochelle definitely has a chance as well. I just think Ulster and Montpellier are two really good teams at home. And as I've said before, France teams, it's almost illegal for them to lose at home. It's bad for them to lose at home. They almost have those unwritten rules that they have to win home games. So I just think Montpellier at home might just be too strong for this Connacht team. And I think the home crowd being behind them, a bit of a hostile environment, might just make it a bit too much for this Connacht team, which I think are really on the up. Now, Zebre versus Dragons. I honestly think Dragons are going to win this game. I think Dragons are going to beat Zebre in this game. Dragons are really playing some good rugby recently. They're on the up. They're looking competitive in both competitions. And I've seen some very funny comments about people saying how miraculous it is that they're here. But From the games I've watched Dragons play, they've been very tough to beat. They've played some really good rugby. They've kind of lost out to a few teams with really narrow margins, and I think this game might just be a game that they'll definitely be the favourites for. So for this game, Zebra versus Dragons, it is in Italy, but I'm going to go Dragons to win this game. I think the Dragons are on the up, and the Dragons have a very good chance of making a Challenge Cup semi-finals. Now, for any Dragons fans watching, you probably weren't expecting that at the start of the year, but I really think this Dragons team is looking very competitive right now. Moving on to the final game of the weekend, Benetton versus Exeter. This is a really exciting game. It is being played in Italy, but I think Exeter also looks really strong right now. They've got some good players. Hasn't been their best year, but their squad depth and their whole overall squad is looking really good right now. Benetton is a strong squad. They are maybe losing a few of their players, but right now they've still got some of their strong players available. Tommaso Menoncello, Paolo Adogwu, some of the Garbisi brothers. They've got some really good players in their team. One of the Garbisi brothers, Paolo Garbisi. Louis Liner. So they've got some really good international players, Manuel Zuliani, the Canone brothers. So I think them playing at home, they really want to lift some silverware. I think this Benetton team does deserve some silverware. It'll be good for the club. It'll be good for the whole atmosphere of the whole organization. But Exeter is going to put up a very tough challenge. But that being said, this is a very tough prediction to make. So let me just think about this for a second. I think for this game, I'm going to go with Exeter to win. I really like Benetton. I love watching Benetton play. A phenomenal rugby team. I just think Exeter right now, the way they played against Munster, the way they absolutely dominated Munster in the first half, I just think they're going to do the same thing now. But let me know your predictions down below in the comments. And if you guys do enjoy the content, please don't forget to like and subscribe to help the channel grow. I'll be doing match reactions for all these games, previews for the upcoming games, previews for the international season, player ratings for the international games. A lot of content coming out this year. And we're going to try to get to some of the stadiums and really experience some of those kind of atmospheres. We want to get to France to watch a game and obviously record the whole experience. We want to get to Ireland for a Six Nations game. We want to get to Scotland. We want to go absolutely everywhere and watch some rugby. So we're going to try to get those videos out for you. Leave some thoughts down below in the comments. What type of videos would you like to see? And I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.